In a world drowning in noise where every opinion is shouted and every thought immediately shared, silence has become a lost art. We are conditioned to fill every void, to contribute to every conversation, to constantly prove our presence with words. But what if the most powerful tool in your arsenal isn't what you say, but what you choose not to say? What if the strategic application of silence could give you an undeniable edge, control any situation, and reveal truths that words often obscure? This is not about being passive or disengaged. It is about wielding silence as a deliberate psychological weapon, a shield, and a profound listening device. Consider the common human impulse, discomfort with silence. When a conversation lulls, most people rush to fill it, often with irrelevant chatter or premature concessions. This innate human aversion to quiet is your first point of leverage. By embracing silence, you automatically differentiate yourself. You become the eye of the storm, calm and unreadable, while others are tossed about by their own need to talk. This immediately shifts the power dynamic. The first way silence grants you control is by creating a vacuum. When you ask a question and then simply wait, resisting the urge to rephrase or add filler, the other person feels an immense pressure to respond. They will often elaborate, revealing more than they intended, or even conceding points they wouldn't have if you had jumped in. This is particularly effective in negotiations. Ask for what you want, then zip your mouth. The first one to speak after making an offer or a demand often loses. The silence forces the other party to sit with your request, to internalize it, and often to work harder to fill the void with an acceptance or a counteroffer that is more favorable to you. Beyond negotiations, silence is a potent tool for observation. When you are silent, you are not expending energy on formulating your next sentence. Instead, all your sensory input is directed towards observing. You notice body language, subtle shifts in tone, micro-expressions, and the underlying emotions that words often try to hide. People reveal their true selves not just in what they say, but in how they say it and what they leave unsaid when given the space. By being the quiet observer, you gather crucial intelligence, allowing you to react not just to the surface words, but to the deeper intentions and feelings. Silence also conveys confidence and self-possession. A person who is comfortable with silence does not need external validation. They do not need to prove their intelligence or assert their dominance through constant speech. This quiet confidence can be deeply unsettling to those who rely on noise and bluster. It signals that you are thinking, that your thoughts are valuable, and that you are not easily swayed. This makes you appear more authoritative, more thoughtful, and ultimately more powerful. When you don't feel the need to justify yourself or explain every decision, your actions speak louder than any words ever could. Think of it in moments of conflict. When someone is aggressively challenging you, a common reaction is to fight back with equal or greater verbal force. But what if you simply remained silent? What if you let their anger burn itself out in the void? Often, an aggressor thrives on your reaction. Your silence denies them that fuel. It forces them to confront their own words and their own behavior in the stark mirror of your non-response. This can disarm them, make them self-conscious, and even lead them to de-escalate. Sometimes even apologize because their attack met no resistance, only an unnerving quiet. Moreover, silence commands respect. We live in an age of oversharing, where privacy is often sacrificed for fleeting attention. When you guard your words, when you choose to reveal only what is necessary, you cultivate an aura of mystery and importance. People will naturally assume that your thoughts are more profound, your insights more valuable, simply because they are not readily available. This scarcity principle applies to your words, just as much as it applies to rare commodities. The less you speak, the more weight your words carry when you finally choose to utter them. Silence is also crucial for active listening. Many people listen only to respond, not to understand. They are simply waiting for their turn to speak. By intentionally practicing silence, you train yourself to truly absorb. what the other person is saying, to hear not just the words, but the emotions and the unstated needs behind them. This deeper level of understanding allows you to tailor your responses far more effectively, to build rapport and to influence outcomes in a way that mere verbal sparring never could. When people feel truly heard, they are far more receptive to your perspective. Another powerful application of silence is in managing emotions, both your own and others. When you are under pressure or feeling a surge of emotion, a pause, a moment of deliberate silence can prevent you from saying something you will regret. It gives you time to cool down, to think rationally, and to formulate a considered response rather than a knee-jerk reaction. In heated group discussions, if you are the one who remains calm and silent, you project an image of composure and control, becoming the anchor in a sea of chaos. Others will look to you, unconsciously or consciously, as a source of stability. Consider the power of the pregnant pause in public speaking. A well-placed silence before or after a critical point amplifies its impact. It gives the audience time to absorb what was just said, to anticipate what is coming, and to feel the weight of your words. This isn't just about controlling the room. It's about controlling the message and ensuring it lands with maximum effect. The same applies in a one-on-one conversation. A pause after delivering significant news, good or bad, allows the other person to process it without immediate interruption. However, using silence is an art, not a blunt instrument. It requires discernment. There are times when silence can be perceived as disinterest, coldness, or even hostility. The key is intent and context. If you are silent because you are genuinely listening, or because you are formulating a thoughtful response, or because you are creating space for the other person to speak, it will be perceived differently than if your silence stems from contempt or evasion. Your nonverbal cues, your eye contact, your posture, your facial expressions will often communicate the meaning behind your silence. Mastering silence also involves self-awareness. It means knowing your own triggers, your own need to talk, and consciously choosing to override those impulses. When strategic silence is more beneficial, it requires discipline and practice. Start by consciously allowing pauses in your conversations. Resist the urge to interrupt. Let the other person finish their thought completely, and then wait a beat before responding. You will be surprised at how much more flows out of them. In essence, silence is a tool for strategic engagement. It is not about withdrawing from the world, but about engaging with it more deeply, more intentionally, and more effectively. It allows you to listen better, observe more keenly, and speak with greater impact. It conveys confidence, creates leverage, manages conflict, and commands respect. In a world that ceaselessly demands our voice, the greatest power often lies in the knowing when to hold your tongue and letting the profound depth of your stillness do the talking for you. Embrace silence and watch how situations bend to your will.